At a glance, despite its warming and creative premise, cosplay looks very specific to those with certain interests, all of which I have no knowledge about. My name is Adam, and for me, cosplay is just another one of those communities that is a complete blur. I was curious to find out what it was like, what does it take, and how does it feel to be part of this growing community that some consider to be out of the norm. So the start of my journey began in Bristol. I was on my way to a small anime convention that happens only about once a year. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, so naturally it was quite nerve-wracking. And because of this convention's lower popularity when compared to other cosplay events, it led me to believe that this would be a good starting place to gather a greater insight into what it'd feel like, and what those who participate are actually like. I need to go gym.
You're doing well. Oh, 6 of you.
I think the first thing that hit me was the atmosphere itself. For some reason I thought that everyone was just going to be dressed kind of casually and, waiting to dress up later for the show, but yeah, that wasn't the case at all. And the thing I noticed most is that no one really felt out of place. I mean, yeah, everyone didn't look out of place apart from one guy. There was a lot of merchandise surrounding us, and that seemed to be the main focus of the event, as well as a few bits with gaming, and also artists came to show their work. I found it very difficult to relate to those who were passionate about the subjects at hand, having not knowing a lot about the subject. And I think over time it did become apparent that I kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. Abby LaGilcher is a cosplay professional. Her work gathers the attentions of thousands, allowing her to travel the world to show off her incredible talent. Today I was meeting with Abby as she agreed to try her absolute best in giving me the right first steps into this unknown world, in hopes that this would inspire me to try cosplay out for myself. What we both had in mind would take me out of my comfort zone but also give me a first good step into cosplay. It was finally time for me to get out of my comfort zone, and character makeup seemed like a good option.
So essentially with like this, I'm just going to show you, I've literally got 2 face paints.
Okay.
And just a bit of eyeshadow. The eyeshadow won't be used around your eyes at all.
Okay.
But yeah, this is just going to show just how kind of easy it is to achieve just a really simple but strong look. Do you want a headband?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Get your headband.
You won't be able to take me seriously if I ask questions.
Yeah, I will. If I can get it on.
That's if it fits my face belt. This is just a blindfold now. You're trying to blindfold me.
Yeah, I am. That's the truth. There we go. Beautiful.
This is quite therapeutic.
Yeah. That's the funny thing. Men really seem to enjoy getting their makeup or faces painted.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it's one of those things that don't usually I don't wake up every morning and put makeup on.
Yeah,
so.
for women it's stressful.
I've seen the videos of you at events, especially where it shows you all in a group in the morning getting your makeup done for the event. Would you say that's stressful in the same sense of doing your makeup in the morning, or is it a different kind of stressful?
Conventions are fun, especially with other people.
Okay. Would you say that some of your costumes are really quite precious to you, or all of them even?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, Jack and Daxter's are the most precious ones.
So it's more like sentimental.
Yeah, definitely. When we met in them and having how much they've changed since we first cosplayed them and how much we've changed as like people. And this one's quite precious just because of the amount of effort that's going into it. Having worn her to America as well.
You've been to America?
Yes, we went to Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Do you find that your cosplay, allows you to travel around the world as much as you do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we have that wish of one day kind of going to as many abroad cons as we want, like San Diego Comic-Con's on our list.
Well, yeah, that's the big one, isn't it?
That is the massive one. That is the biggest one in the world.
If you were to make a guide for me, if I were to do cosplay, what would be your step-to-step guide of creating your own cosplay?
Reference images, just loads of reference images of what you want to make. For Ratchet, I got the PS4 game and I've just got hundreds of screenshots of like every possible angle from cutscenes and gameplay, just so I could get like the smallest, tiniest details. So reference images are the most important, and then just kind of not trying to go out of your depth. So working with what you've got, because you can very much overpower yourself, I feel, with costumes sometimes and strive too high.
At what point do you think, as a beginner, it gets too much? Or is it personally how much you can handle?
I think it just depends on the level of
Complexity.
detail, complexity and detail in a costume.
Okay. Generally, I should be going for something more, as a beginner, something more simplistic.
So say you're going as like quite a casual human character,
Mm-hmm.
where you can buy most of the clothes and then just adjust to them. That's always a good start. And then when you get into making your own, it's just about kind of trial and error really, and just kind of, I mean, I'm really bad because I don't use patterns or anything.
Right.
I just kind of make it up as I go.
Depending on the, it sounds like a silly question, but how long in advance before a event would you say you have to start making a costume? Or is it, you laugh as if, you know, it
Quite
should
a
already-
lot. Most cosplayers leave it till like the week before. I
Wow.
mean, Birmingham MCM is in like a week or something, and I'm only just kind of getting into the raw parts of this costume.
How do you make the decision about who you're going to go as?
I mean, that's a really like varied question, because there's cosplayers that aren't in it for the sort of portraying the character, they're just in it for the sort of dressing up. So they'll
Sure.
quite a lot of the time you'll meet a cosplayer who, and you recognise their character and you get all excited, then they're like, I haven't played it, I haven't watched it, I just liked the design. And more often than not, they're the bought costumes.
Oh, okay.
So your typical kind of like Harley Quinns,
Yeah.
Jokers,
Stuff that's more mainstream
yeah.
tends to be the stuff worn by the people who have less involvement with the characters that they're portraying.
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult because cosplay is for everyone. But yeah, I think if you really want to get into it properly, it's about choosing a character that you connect with on a personal level, because then it's easier to kind of get in that mindset of that character, because some people like to go to conventions and kind of be in character. Cosplay is healthy escapism, so it's a form of escaping from the struggles of and the like stresses of normal life for a day, and just becoming a character that you can and other people can relate with at just a glance.
Do you feel as if some people are too quick to judge when they realise that you have, or you participate in things such as cosplay and dressing up as characters?
Yeah, I mean, people can kind of not realise how much effort goes into everything. And they'll say it's like a useless hobby that just wastes time and that.
Would you say that things like that people just automatically like object to or find strange?
I mean, I haven't come across people that are against it.
Mm.
It's more so people just don't know what it is. And once I've told them about it and showed them pictures, they're really interested in it.
I was interested to know how she felt in my position going into cosplay for the first time, and I was eager to know if she had any advice for me.
Bristol was my first ever convention, Bristol Anime and Gaming.
That's the one that we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first? Can you remember all the way back to when you went to your first ever convention in Bristol? How did you feel?
Definitely that sense of like acceptance, and it was that like kind of cheesy sense of belonging.
Oh yeah.
In the way that kind of I'd never experienced anything like it before. I was into like anime then,
Sure.
and no one in sort of the school was. So to go to a convention where there's adults into the same thing, it was very like liberating. Right, that's simple version of.
This is simple.
This is simple. This is simple.
Wow. That's crazy. And this is what you go through, you know, every time.
I mean, I haven't personally, until I do Ratchet, I haven't been to a convention where I do full face painting,
Yeah.
sort of in the morning.
I don't even look like me.
That's the magical thing about it. It just changes your facial structure. I mean, if I shoved some sclera lenses right now in your eyes, which I will not, to give you full black eyes, then that's the full effect.
How long did that take us? About less than an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, normally that would take quicker, to be fair.
Really? I don't want to take it off. Alright, hang on.
I'll get your funnel.
Abby, I look terrifying.
It's still dirty water. Can you see?
Oh, I can't see. Just leave me then.
Oh, I can't help you, can I?
I wish you could help me. If anything, I think this foreshadows how my own cosplay is going to turn out. Making it look really nice, and then I just mess it up. During the interview, Abby told me about an event that she was participating in a few weeks' time. This is something I knew definitely I couldn't miss out on, but with only a few weeks away, I really needed to start cracking down on what my costume was actually going to be. It goes without saying that Comic-Con is one of the world's biggest conventions, gathering thousands of cosplayers and comic book fans for a weekend that so many look forward to. This was a place that allowed me to experience cosplay to its full potential, but with only 1 week to prepare, the stress was on to complete my costume. So yeah, this thing is pretty big, but it's the smallest size it comes in, so I might have to tie it back, maybe? I don't know. Despite the amount of effort that I was putting into the costume, I didn't feel that sense of pride. To me, it still felt like a chore, and I wasn't sure if it was something I actually wanted to do. Oh, that's the whole fixed. Never try hand sewing a shoe. I'm not at all that interested in the topics that surround Comic-Con, but I do like the creative side of cosplay, and I felt that when I completed it and when I was there that maybe I would have this sense of achievement and belonging that Abby was talking about.
How you feeling today, Adam?
Well, it's like 6 in the morning on Comic-Con day. I'm really not too sure, actually. I seem to think that I'm still the only person who's going to be dressing up. Boy, I'll be wrong. But a lot of nerves right now, but a lot of excitement. I couldn't sleep last night, so we've got a Mighty McFly running on some chicken last night. Not too good for now. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Yep.
To me, it didn't seem like a room full of people dressing up. It felt to me as a stage of people where everyone was role-playing their own character. This was something completely out of the ordinary. I slowly took everything in and I really did enjoy myself. I didn't see one person that felt nervous. And just because I was nervous at the time didn't make me stand out. Everyone was so keen to show off their costume and become the character that they cosplay as. What I've learned from this documentary has completely changed my mindset on what I see outside of the norm. You don't have to be a fan or a nerd or a geek to enjoy cosplay. The thing that I've gratefully come to understand is that you just have to be yourself. And I hope that this documentary has inspired some of you to try things that are out of your comfort zone. Be yourself, be happy, and have fun. Because that is truly what cosplay is all about. Wherever she goes, I'm gonna chase. You're something out of